Yeah, so look, we're tired of the wokes. We're done with the woke agenda. We're tired of being pressured to believe in things that honestly a lot of us think are stupid. Look, and I'm just, like I said, I've just been kind of done with the woke agenda for a while. It's something that just kind of, I think we're all exhausted. I think we're just kind of done with the woke lifestyle. I mean, I just don't even give two shits about it. But yeah, I think nobody really wants to, nobody really wants to be a part of the woke shit. And yeah, I think a lot of people are done with wokeism. We have woke fatigue. A lot of us do. I definitely do. Especially when I see these Karens on TikTok, I'm like, oh God, here they go again. They're going crazy, and they all have the crazy eyes. By the way, they all have the crazy eyes, and it's just weird. It is just weird, dude. Give me a few seconds, though, my brony bros. Let's see, gifts highlighted. Give me 1 second, my brony bros. I gotta test something real quick before we go any further. I gotta test something real fast. You're a pink brony bro, and you dance at the gay club. Oh my God, I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves. I'm wearing a man thong down at the. That works. Okay, we'll go with that one. That works. Okay. I'm wearing a man thong down at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on fapping at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on crapping at the Pink Brony Club. Pink Brony Club. And I'm up, and my balls are on the floor. Everybody's looking at me, calling me a whore. And I heard that there's a messed up place where everybody's putting their ballsack right into my face. I'm having homo dreams of creaming in Tennessee. Los Santul Monica, Liulvin Solgul me. It won't make my mama proud, and it's gonna cause a scene. She sees a brony boy, I know she's gonna scream, God, what have you done? You're a pink brony bro, and you dance at the gay club. Oh my God, I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves. I'm wearing a man thong down at the... Anyway, we're all tired of what we all have woke fatigue at this point, and I think we naturally do. And to those of you who have woke fatigue, man, you're not alone, bro. You're just not alone. And we're gonna react to a little Asmongold. I don't know. He's reacting obviously probably to woke people, and we have woke fatigue.
Are you Marsha?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here.
We do need to talk about High Guard. We do. I played it yesterday, and we need to look at how well High Guard is doing. I'm going to search it up on...
Okay. I think this is about video games. Hold on. Let's look at more updates on the Minnesota riots, speaking of woke. Let's see. Any recent videos? Let's see. Minnesota troopers use sound cannon to clear ICE protesters, which is kind of dope. Hell yeah, dude. Huh. Do you guys want to watch fake news CNN?
Blame game inside the Trump administration.
Let's
While
watch
the
woke
president says
CNN.
things in Minneapolis are going to, quote, de-escalate a bit. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller, the president's powerful advisor, are taking heat over the deadly shooting of Alex Pretti and their statements after it. Miller described Pretti as a would-be assassin. Noem described him as a domestic terrorist. The videos clearly refuted those claims, and now Noem is facing growing bipartisan calls to resign, and Miller, in a rare retreat...
Wait, why? Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Kristi Noem. I'm not, but you can't necessarily blame this shooting on her. I mean, you probably could. I mean, if she's the one doing the training or whatever, then sure. But I don't know. Here's the thing, though. Wasn't it a Border Patrol agent that shot Alex Pretti? So it technically wasn't even ICE. But either way, I do believe the whole thing was preventable in a lot of ways. So I believe that ICE should have rubber bullet guns and stun weaponry. That's what I believe. But yeah, no, we have woke fatigue. Minnesota woke fatigue. That's what we have right now.
Protocol that he set, or the White House set, before the shooting. With us now, CNN's Betsy Klein and Jeff Zeleny. And first, I just want to hold up
Let's be woke, everybody. Let's be woke.
Flowchart, friend, of my understanding of the blame game here. There you can see, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is blaming Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller seems to be blaming Customs and Border Protection. Betsy, you're at the White House. Do I have that flowchart correct?
I think that's about an accurate...
I love how CNN claims to be like unbiased news, They're not news. They're an opinion network. And you could tell that they're very giddy about this. Like, they're giddy about this. They like the fact that... And here's the thing. I am pro-ICE, by the way. I am very, very pro-ICE. I want to make that very clear. So if you can, tap the subscribe button if you're pro-ICE. Tap that simp subscribe button, man. Let's go.
Assessment, John. And I just want to point to you to this very remarkable statement to our colleague Kristen Holmes from Stephen Miller yesterday. As you said, in the immediate aftermath of federal agents' killing of Alex Pretti on Saturday, we heard...
Yeah, and here's the thing, a lot of these woke rioters, they keep agitating they keep agitating the they keep agitating the ICE agents. Whether you agree with ICE or not doesn't really matter. They're still a federal agency, and you can't just start hitting them or blowing whistles in their face just because you think you can. They're still a federal agency, whether you like it or not.
Heard Stephen Miller go to social media almost immediately. He referred to Pretti as, quote, a domestic terrorist, also a would-be assassin. And you can believe that he was behind a lot of the messaging that was coming from this White House. But then last night, in this statement to our colleague Kristen Holmes, he says, quote, the White...
CNN's audio is just too tiny. It's too low. CNN sucks. Oh, Trump said he'll de-escalate the protests. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we all got woke. We got woke fatigue right now.
We're going to de-escalate a little bit, but I will tell you, you look at the numbers, they're doing better than they've done in many years. I don't like the fact that he was carrying a gun that was fully loaded and he had 2 magazines with him, and it's pretty unusual. But nobody knows when they...
Here's the thing, though, and what happened... Look, what happened to Alex Pretti did not need to happen. I don't think he should have been shot in the back the way he was. I think that was a coward move on the agent's part, for sure. Pretty messed up, in my opinion, if we're going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, brony bros. Right? Let's keep watching.
They saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible. The other was terrible, too. And I'm not sure about his parents, but I know her parents were big Trump fans. Makes me feel bad anyway.
I'm so sick and tired of all the whistles, by the way. Can we please stop with the whistles? Those whistles are so annoying. All you woke people with your fucking whistles, dude.
It's one of the little problems. You know, I happen to think, and I've said it from the beginning, that a lot of what's going on with respect to Minneapolis, you know, with what's happening with all the hoopla, is so people don't talk about.
I think
the
it's
fraud.
a distraction.
I've said it from day one. It's a distraction because.
Yeah, dude. All right, let's see what else we're doing, man. I guess we could just look at Minnesota. You know, basically, these are rioters, man. The people in Minnesota are straight up rioters. And I think we all should acknowledge that. Oh, Ilhan
ICE
Omar.
cannot be
She's
reformed.
terrible, dude.
It cannot be rehabilitated.
She's awful.
We must abolish ICE. From
Like, she is the problem. She's one of the big problems. It is really sus how her net worth went from 45,000 to like 30 million. And that's like a 600,000% increase in the span of like 5 years. I mean, unless she's like a really good investor. But I doubt that. I wonder how. Sure, she might have got the money that she needed to invest and then be able to make a lot of money. But I feel like there was a lot of insider trading happening. Like, for example, Ilhan Omar, I feel like she probably got some insider information in Washington that some people were going to pass a certain bill. This is all alleged, but this is my theory. And I think that like Nasty Pelosi and Ilhan Omar, people like them obviously take advantage of their positions. And good for them. I mean, you know what? Screw it. Good for them. If they want to take advantage of their positions, I'm all for it, I guess. You know, whatever. It's technically outsider trading, though, not insider trading because they don't work at the company. But I think if you're in a position of power and you are getting inside information on certain bills that are going to be passed that the public doesn't know about yet, and you're actually trading upon that knowledge, there should be some sort of law against that. But technically, it would be outsider trading, because insider trading is when it happens within a company itself. Technically, if Ilhan Omar and Nasty Pelosi are guilty of that, then technically, I don't know if there's really a law to punish them on it. Because it's not technically insider trading, unfortunately. Crazy, though.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Ilhan Omar, I think that you need to resign or face impeachment because you, Tim Walz, and Jacob Frey allegedly allowed a lot of fraud. And it's pretty obvious, to be honest. But let's keep watching.
I don't know.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! He sprayed something on her.
And yeah, by the way, I don't condone what happened there. I think that's stupid. Like, I may disagree with this lady. I disagree with her on pretty much everything. But the guy who sprayed her with an unknown substance, that's pretty messed up, dude. That's pretty damn messed up. You don't do that. Whether you can't stand that, like, I can't stand Ilhan Omar, but dude, spraying an unknown substance on somebody, that's drawing the line, bro. That is drawing the line, man. Draw in the line. Oh, it was urine? Really? Okay.
You need to go get checked. No,
We will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
you need to go get checked. No, you don't know what he's doing. That's whatever it is smells so bad. She needs to go get checked. I don't know
That's
what
what,
that
that's
was.
what they want. Please don't let them have
It's
it.
not about him, Ilhan.
Oh, Ilhan. He's still, by the way, Ilhan Omar is still a POS, by the way. I want to let you guys know that she is terrible. I do think, you guys think it was fake? I don't know. Do you guys think that it was staged? It possibly could have been staged to make Ilhan Omar seem like the... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go into too many theories, but either way, we all know that Ilhan Omar is terrible. Does she deserve to have a substance? Ilhan, I mean, you know, it's possible. Anything's possible. Like, and I can't stand Ilhan Omar, so it wouldn't be, by what the chat is saying, it would not be, it would not surprise me in the slightest if she was capable of setting up something stupid like that. It would not surprise me in the slightest. Because the left is pretty poisonous, man.
It's not about
Let's keep going.
It's about your safety. No, he sprayed something on you. You need to go get
She's going to keep going, dude.
checked. Yeah, and it smells terrible.
We're gonna keep talking. Just give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 minutes. I beg you. Please don't let them have the show. Please don't let them have the show. Please don't let them have the show. Please don't let them have the show.
To be honest, it does. I would be concerned about the substance that was on me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, what the fuck is this substance? Yeah. So I see what ET is saying on the chat. I definitely see what you're saying, man. Let's keep watching.
Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay.
No, you're Minnesota woke. You're not Minnesota. There's no strength in woke. You're Minnesota woke. That's for sure. You're Minnesota woke as shit. And yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, no, there's, you know, I'm going to say this. There's a reason that I don't vote Democrat, and I never will vote Democrat again. They lost my vote a long time ago. And it's because they're just total pieces of trash.
Resilient. And in the face of whatever they might throw at us. Everybody settle down. I'm going to finish my remarks. It is important for me to continue to lead my Democratic colleagues in demanding her resignation.
Well, here's the thing. I think Tim Walz needs to resign. I think Ilhan Omar and I think Tim Walz absolutely need to resign. I think that they're the problem here in Minnesota. But yeah, no, I really do hope that Tim Walz resigns. I hope that Ilhan Omar resigns. Jacob Frey, even. I think Jacob Frey needs to absolutely resign. Are you kidding me? Jacob Frey needs to resign. All these Minnesotans need to resign. Anyway, let's take a look at some Governor Walz. Oh, look at this. Tim Walz is saying they started this fire. Governor Walz details meeting with... No. Tim Walz, you called ICE the Gestapo several times to your constituents in Minnesota. you're the one who started this fire. All you had to do was just let the people know to cooperate with ICE, and then it would be all done. But instead, you fanned the flames, you sad sack of...
Rules, commands, MCP servers,
What a loser.
sub-agents, modes, hooks, tools. There's a lot.
What a queer.
To Governor Tim Walz. Governor Walz met with the White House border czar Tom Homan today, who was dispatched to Minneapolis
So
after
lame.
Saturday's fatal shooting. It's the governor's first television interview since Alex Pretti was killed. I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry to make you stand out in the cold, but I guess you're used
Minnesota.
to it. Yeah. First of all, the meeting with Tom Homan, how did that go? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, Tom Homan's a professional, which is a lot more than Bovino and Kristi Noem. But look, I think the thing we said is we're very clear about this, that we need these folks out of Minnesota, and we need justice for Renee Good and for Alex, and those.
I mean, yeah, you need justice for Alex Pretti, but we all know with the Renee Good situation that both parties were in the wrong. And I do think that the guy who shot Renee Good like 3 times, I do think he should maybe even serve some jail time, potentially. But the guy who shot Alex Pretti absolutely deserves jail time 100%. I'll agree with that.
Those were things that we came with. I think the thing that I'm most concerned about is the tone was different. There was a tone shift. I wish it was because of the horrific, shooting that somebody saw some morality, but I think it's probably the press. But with that being said, I'm not interested in a more efficient metro surge. I'm ready for them to get out of here, and I think that's where Minnesotans are talking about. So it was progress. Look, I never got a call from Bovino or Noem.
Never.
Nothing. No, nothing. When they're coming here, and Tom Homan landed last night, and he called.
Yeah, the reason they don't call you is because they don't answer to you at this point. And by the way, they know that when they give you a heads up, you're gonna. Here's the thing: if I was Bovino and if I was Tom Homan, I wouldn't trust this man. Because what happens is when you give any information to this man, you know what he's going to do with it? I think you know what he's going to do with it. I'm not going to say, but I think you all know what I'm trying to tell you. Tim Walz is not a trustworthy figure, and you can't communicate with a guy like this. Tim Walz is a piece of garbage, just to let you know. Tim Walz is the lowest of the low, dude. Tim Walz is the lowest of the friggin' low, dude. Friggin' low, dude. Tim Walz sucks, by the way.
Called me last night and asked if he could have a meeting, and he was there at 9:00. So, look, I think that's progress, but they started this fire, so we're not giving anybody credit for putting it.
Hold your horses, Mr. Tim Walz. You started the fire. The reason that ICE is in your state to begin with is because, one, you're a shitty governor, and you allowed a lot of fraud, and you've also allowed Minnesota to be a sanctuary state, basically. Minneapolis, if I remember correctly, is Minneapolis is a sanctuary city, if I remember right. I could be wrong. Yeah, my problem with Tim Walz, and Tim Walz is such a bad governor, dude. He is such a bad governor. He's insanely bad at what he does. And he's the reason I can't... incompetent people in power piss me off like nothing else. When an incompetent person like Tim Walz is in power, if you guys think Tim Walz is incompetent, by the way, please tap the like button. The more likes we get, the better. But yeah, tap the like button if you think that Tim Walz is an incompetent boob. Let's keep going.
It out, but right now what we need is a return to normalcy by these ICE agents out of here. And you talked about this in all those meetings with the White House and with Tom Homan and his team. Nobody asked about Alex or his family, so I appreciate you bringing that up. This family going through the horror of losing their son, and then also to see him slandered like that, it's just...
Now, the only slander that's happening, by the way, is from Tim Walz, saying that ICE is the Gestapo, right? Tim Walz, you calling ICE the Gestapo is a form of slander to an entire entity. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of ICE either, admittedly, but ICE is still a federal agency, and you guys harbor a lot of illegal immigrants, okay? So ICE being there is absolutely necessary, and you guys also, by the way, look at the fraud. We're not forgetting, by the way, Mr. Walz, we're not forgetting about the fraud. We're not forgetting about it. And we're going to keep reminding you of the fraud.
I'm slandered by the top officials
yes, in the world,
the
the most
administration.
powerful people in the world, and not taking it back. And look, for one whole day, certain news stations, that's all they were running, and that's one of the problems here. Look, Minnesota, they came here. We don't have near the undocumented folks that many other
Laugh
states
out
do.
loud.
Minnesota's a well-run state. Minnesota's a place where people get along. We welcome immigrant community, and they brought this down on us. And I think you're here, Anderson. You're telling your folks it's a siege. It's a siege in all respects.
No, you guys welcome illegal immigrants. That's what you guys do. You guys are allowing so many illegal immigrants. Are you kidding me? Dude, Tim Walz, like, the goal of Tim Walz, dude. Tim Walz is like, I really can't stand the dude. I really do think that there's something mentally up with that man. And yeah, I can't stand him. I legitimately cannot stand Tim Walz. I think he is the worst of the worst. He's just terrible. I don't understand why people... I don't understand how anybody can elect a guy like this, a guy like Tim Walz. I really do find him to be the most incompetent man ever. I'm so glad that he is not the vice president. I would rather him ruin Minnesota than ruin the country.
We have children being pulled from their parents. We have elderly people being drug out in this type of cold with no clothes.
But I want to make it very clear, this man could have been our vice president. Let that sink in. This POS, this terrible, terrible man, this terrible, terrible governor could have been our vice president. This incompetent man. And thank God he isn't. Because I seriously think he would have made things worse. Look, I'm just going to say this. Let this man ruin Minnesota if he wants, but don't let this man ruin the United States of America. I consider Minnesota basically to be Canada at this point, and the reason I consider Minnesota to be Canada is because of how overly liberal they are.
It's just absolute cruelty.
I mean, is it in your mind political that they came here to Minnesota?
Yes. There's no other facts for it. They've changed why they're here. Donald Trump himself said, I won that state 3 times. He didn't. And then I get a letter the other day from Pan Bondi demanding our voting records in this. And kind of like, well, we'll send these people out of here if you do that.
But there was an implication, quid pro quo in that.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Amateurish, but that's what they're doing. And they're never going to get those. And states control that, 10th Amendment. You're saying...
I love Tim Walz. No, I don't. Tim Walz, just resign already, dude. There's got to be a pile on his desk saying, hey, Tim Walz, just frickin' resign. Just frickin' resign, dude. Like, Tim Walz needs to resign, man. I have legitimate woke fatigue. I'm so tired of the wokes. It ain't no joke. I'm tired of the woke. But yeah, this guy, it's sad to say that this guy could have been our vice president. Unfortunately, this guy, Tim Walz, man, I find him to be responsible for all this. He called ICE the Gestapo. And basically, when you call a federal agency the Gestapo, I don't know if that's grounds for I don't know if it's treason. It sounds like treason to me. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if calling a federal agency the Gestapo is grounds for treason, but it definitely doesn't help. And he's a bad he's an example. If you want to learn how to be a really, really, really crappy governor, just do everything that Tim Walz is doing, pretending to have empathy. Like, he pretends to have empathy. If you want to be the worst governor of all time, just study Tim Walz. If you want to be the most incompetent person in politics, study Tim frickin' Walz. That's all you got to do. If you want to learn to suck real bad, Tim Walz. Just study Tim, dude. Tampon Tim, baby.
All the contradictions. I appreciate you saying this. Second Amendment, 10th Amendment, everything else that is no longer there. But the one thing I can say is that come out of this, and you've seen it, the strength of the people of Minnesota, the decency of Americans, the ability to care for their neighbors, to be out there, that will last a lot longer than this administration. But I just say right now, it's very disheartening to me to see the president say Kristi Noem's doing a great job. I'm not sure there's been anybody more incompetent or cruel that's ever served in a cabinet position than...
Dude, did he call... Okay, I understand that he's calling Kristi Noem incompetent, But don't ever use that word towards anybody else ever again, Tim Walz. You want to know why? Because you are the queen of incompetence. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Kristi Noem. Granted, I don't think she's very great I don't think she's very good at her position, to be honest. I've not been a big fan of Kristi Noem. But for you to call, by the way, Tim Walz, for you to call someone incompetent might be the most laughable offense in the history of trash talk. You are literally an incompetent person calling somebody else incompetent. Tim Walz, I'm telling you, man, you are the most incompetent boob. You are the most incompetent governor in the world. And you just called Kristi Noem incompetent. I'm sorry, maybe she's not the best at running this, but you are definitely the most incompetent governor of all time. You are the worst governor of all time. And the fact that the worst governor of all time said that Kristi Noem is incompetent, that is laughable. Granted, if somebody who is competent calls Kristi Noem incompetent, I'll take that. I'll accept that. But when somebody as incompetent as Tim Walz starts calling somebody else incompetent, that's crossing a line of like, come on, man. That's like asking seriously, it's like asking a homeless guy how to buy real estate. It's like asking a homeless guy where the good real estate's at. Like, seriously, Tim Walz calling somebody incompetent is like asking a homeless guy how to buy real estate or where to buy real estate.
Her, and this is on her. And look, we need to know who these people were. We need these guys brought back here.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know,
I love Tim Walz.
And we're not allowed onto the site.
In any normal situation, your state investigators,
the best,
would be on the scene, would be
Correct.
working the crime scene, would be in charge of
That's
this, or at least working with federal law enforcement.
I love Tim Walz, it's true. No, I don't. I can't stand Tim Walz, dude. Tim Walz is incompetent, and we all know it best. Tim Walz is so freaking sexy, but it's time to face the truth. Tim Walz, you are an incompetent boob. By the way, if you guys feel that Tim Walz is incompetent, please tap the like button. The more likes we get, the better. But if you guys really think that Tim Walz is the worst thing to happen to Minnesota, tap the subscribe button. Let's go.
They've developed the trust of the people here, and what they come up with, they don't make any judgments on it. They turn it over. A grand jury will then bring indictments.
Has Tom Homan made...
No, seriously, though, I do believe that Tim Walz is the most incompetent boob, and I hope you guys tap the like button if you agree. If you guys think that Tim Walz is a terrible governor, tap the like button.
Any indication that that'd be something
He said he would call Kash Patel about it. I asked him, I said, that's one of our demands that this happen. I also said, insult to injury. It's just like there's a cruelty that runs so...
Oh, and if you guys can, also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 7,500 subs. Once again, we're trying to get to 7,000 subs. 7,500 subs. In fact, you know what? Give me one moment. I think we're at 7.3. What are we at again for subs? Okay, we'll say 7.3K. What's the emoji for the rocket ship? Never mind, I found it. All right, thank you so much, you guys. All right, let's keep going, man. We're trying to get to 10,000 as quickly as possible, so let's see what we can do.
Deep, it's hard to understand. They opened a federal investigation into Renee Good's wife. And that's still ongoing. And I said, look, you want to send some goodwill to the people of Minnesota, you need to drop that. But he indicated he would do that.
No, absolutely. No, he needs to. No. Trump needs to look into Renee Good's wife. Are you kidding me? That lady was antagonizing ICE officers. Her wife, Renee Good's wife, was antagonizing the ICE officers. I think she needs to be looked into. Because I think that Renee Good's wife had a big role in pressuring Renee into getting into that situation to begin with. So I think Renee Good's wife needs to be seriously looked into on this one.
I see the president say he might peel down a little bit. When you deal with the president, and I said, I'm in a situation where people say, well, you got to give him something, you got to do something, don't anger him or whatever. It's pretty hard not to be angry when your citizens are being shot. It's pretty hard to be angry when you see the amateurs out here, wreaking havoc, and there's no purpose to this. And I think what's really important to tell Americans, Minnesotans believe in law and order. Minnesotans believe that we should have border control. Minnesotans believe in due process, though. And Minnesotans want to know, if you say you're going to get the worst of the worst, quit lying about who you're arresting.
I hate it when he says Minnesotans. I hate it. I can't stand it, dude. This guy is the most. This guy is the. If there was a person that you could assign to the term "fake it till you make it," Tim Walz could essentially be the face of fake it till you make it. I really believe that. I think that Tim Walz is the face of fake it till you make it, if we're going to be honest with each other here.
And tell us who you're arresting.
It is shocking just to see. I mean, we've known for a long time these guys are wearing masks, but it is now just an army of masked men.
Yes.
Who seem to be acting with impunity and seem to be, I mean, I can't tell you how many of their videos there are of them, like, cursing out people.
Look at the cruelty of it, and up at the Whipple building, if you want.
If you guys can, though, please tap the subscribe button. We're currently sitting pretty at 7,374 subscribers. If you think that Tim Walz is an incompetent boob, please tap the subscribe button. If you guys have Minnesota fatigue, tap the subscribe button. If you guys... Tim Walz, man. Just subscribe if you think that Tim Walz is the worst governor of all time. Let's keep going.
Went up there, the federal building where they're stationed. They come out to get in their car and they taunt these folks, and we finally got to the point where we have to keep order, and it's very difficult when they're undermining order. They create this chaos, and then we have to come in and clean it up. So we took over the security of that building. When I say we, the state and the National Guard. So instead of those scenes up there you saw of just chaos and smoke grenades or whatever, you saw National Guard with uniforms on with their names, no masks, handing out donuts, hot chocolate, and coffee. And today I got a request from the protesters up there if they could deliver homemade food to the National Guard who are away from their homes. That's the way this is supposed to work. These are your neighbors.
I mean, here's the thing. I wouldn't trust any food that's homemade from anybody in Minnesota, just quite frankly. If I was in the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust Minnesotans, man. I don't know why anybody would trust Minnesotans. If they were making homemade food for me, I'd be like, no thanks. I know how liberal and crazy you guys are, so yeah. So if you guys can, though. Oh, hold on. Okay, give me a few moments.
We have a group of folks here, mercenaries, who are told we're the enemy. They're kitted up like they're in Afghanistan to do these things. They take 7 people to throw Alex on the ground and then shoot him. It's insane, and I appreciate all the...
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm going to say this about Alex Pretti. While what happened to him was a damn shame, and I believe that the officer who shot Alex Pretti in the back deserves to go to jail. I absolutely agree with that. However, Alex Pretti, I guess, has a history of this shit, of agitating and getting into ICE officers' faces and stuff. He's got a history, and they probably knew of his existence and said, hey, we know of you. We know that you keep agitating us. So what pisses me off is I think that we should stop looking at Alex Pretti as some sort of saint, because he's basically become the woke people's Jesus, you know? And granted, what happened to Alex Pretti was a damn shame. And I don't think it should have happened. I mean that. One moment. Okay, so we're going to keep reacting to this video here.
The news media here is telling it, and tell the rest of the country, stand with us on this. This is a stand we have to hold on. They have to leave here. They have to bring these folks to justice, and they have to be some accountability to the top levels. Kristi Noem still having a job today is...
By the way, if you guys can, we're currently sitting pretty at 7.3K subs. If you guys can, tap the subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. We're trying to see how many subscribers we can get in a short amount of time, and we're tired of the woke agenda. Obviously, we're just sick of it, and yeah, it's one of the things we're kind of fighting back. We're biting back on the woke agenda overall, and anybody who wants to subscribe, it really does help the channel grow in many ways. So the simple act of tapping the subscribe button really honestly helps a lot. So I want to thank you guys for kicking butt. You guys are amazing. Let's keep watching.
Absolutely outrageous.
The administration seemingly in cleanup mode over the killing of ICU nurse Alex Pretti. To people here, though, the cleanup is not what's wanted. Coming clean is, and signaling a course correction, if that's what the president is in fact now doing, is not the same as doing the right thing. With that in mind, here's the president in neighboring Iowa this evening talking about the new official he sent here and the change he expects to see.
We have Tom Homan there now. We put him in there. He's great.
Hey, thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. It really does help the channel grow. I want to give a shout out to Cobert Ops real quick.
Laugh out loud.
And Tiago, thank you for subscribing. We're going to put up a few people's names on the board that have subscribed in the last day or so. These are just I'm putting up some people who have subscribed.
Laugh out
loud. Throughout the last 24 hours, basically. And these are just some people, not everybody. But let's keep watching.
And they met with the governor, the mayor, everybody else, and we're going to de-escalate a little bit.
Laugh out loud.
De-escalate a little bit, he said. That's the president talking to a Fox host about bringing in his border czar Tom Homan to oversee the federal operation here and removing border official Gregory.
I see nothing wrong with having Tom Homan in there, man.
Laugh out loud.
I see nothing wrong with it. I think Tom Homan's the perfect man for the job, and it's time that we take a stand against incompetence, and Tim Walz is incompetent.
Laugh out loud.
One of the reasons that ICE is there, the reason ICE is in Minnesota, is because of the true incompetence of the Walz administration. Hey, thanks everybody for subscribing. Man. We're getting an influx of subscribers like crazy. We're currently sitting pretty at 7,381 subs. We're almost to 7,400. Once we're at 7,400, I'll switch it to 7.4K subs.
Laugh out loud.
You guys are really helping the channel grow in a lot of ways, so I want to thank you guys for boosting us up. Just the simple act of being a subscriber really does help, so I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. More subscribers we get, the more the more pull we get in the algorithm. So it's a big deal to me, and I want to thank everybody for being so gracious. And also, Tim Walz is incompetent.
Bovino. The host, Will Kane, followed up with this.
Laugh out loud. Is this a pullback?
I don't think it's a pullback. It's a little bit of a change. Everybody in this room that has a business, you make little changes. Bovino's very good, but he's a pretty out there kind of a guy. And in some cases, that's good. Maybe it wasn't good here.
So Bovino is out and out there, according to the president, a little bit, and Homan is in. And before leaving for Iowa, the president...
I'm totally fine with Homan being in there. Todd Homan? Totally fine with it. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Yeah, I think they're on the right track, man.
And also seemed to promise answers and accountability in the wake of what Bovino's men did to Alex Pretti just a few blocks from here just days ago.
We're doing a big investigation. I want to see the investigation.
Laugh out
I'm
loud.
watching over it. I want a very honorable and honest investigation. I have to see it myself.
Let's take a look here.
Well, keeping them honest, though, we've already
going to be
learned
interesting,
that the
man. It's going to be interesting.
Will be solely in the hands of the Department of Homeland Security. Neither the Justice Department nor the FBI will be involved.
Hey, thank you,
no one
thank
from
you,
the
Christian
state.
Living.
When asked about DHS, Secretary Kristi Noem, the president today, said she was doing a, quote, very good job. Tonight, though, House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries is calling for her firing.
Oh, hold on, you guys. I missed a call. Oh, it's a scammer, most likely.
The number you are calling has been identified as likely a scam. It's recommended you hang up now.
Oh, we'll call it.
Dial is not accepting calls at this time.
Scammers try to call me all the time. I love it. Let's see if I could call the scammers back, though. Hold on. Nah, never mind. Let's just focus on this. Scammers are always trying to call me, man. I don't get it. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, though. If you guys want Vance in 2028, tap the subscribe button. If you guys love what Trump is doing, tap the subscribe button for your boy. No, we love Trump on this channel.
Republican senators Lisa Murkowski and Tom Tillis are also calling for her departure. They're the first senators from their party to do so. Murkowski is saying it was, quote, probably time for her to go. Senator Tillis, when asked if he had confidence in Secretary Noem, said, quote, no, not at all. I think she should go. He later softened his remarks, but only slightly.
Senator, do you have confidence in Secretary Noem?
None at all.
But do you think Noem should step down?
I think Noem needs to decide what. I think if Noem looks at her body of work, I could not be. If I were in her position, I can't think of any point of pride over the last.
Yeah, this guy's a loser. I don't know this guy, but this guy just seems like a total chud. Like, look, I'm not the biggest fan of Kristi Noem either, but I don't think she's necessarily incompetent at what she's doing. Oh, looks like they sent me a voice message.
Because your account recently appeared during a verification review, and our office currently has access to a direct proprietary verification line that allows you to speak live with the reviewer without transfers or hold time.
Oh, it's scam.
Verification confirms whether any items still require attention and determines if help, mediation, or abatement options are currently available. These reviews are handled individually.
It's a scammer. Luckily, they were able to figure out. Luckily, I have, what do you call it? I have Bitdefender call blocker, basically. So Bitdefender has the ability to identify if a call is a scam, and it's amazing. Bitdefender is one of my favorite pieces of antivirus firewall software. I use it on my computer. I use it on my phone. I think it's the GOAT. And honestly, it keeps all my information very secure. So I'm a huge fan of Bitdefender, especially as a firewall.
She's got to make her own decision, or the president does, but she has taken this administration into the ground on an issue that we should own.
Well, Senator Tillis also laid into the president's deputy chief of staff and ultimate point man on immigration and deportation.
Stephen Miller never fails to live up to my expectations of incompetence. I can tell you.
I love how this guy's calling Stephen Miller incompetent. Like, dude, Stephen Miller's not that bad. Stephen Miller's not incompetent. Are you kidding? Like, Tim Walz is incompetent. Are you gonna talk about Tim Walz being incompetent, by the way? No, seriously. Tim Walz, Jacob Frey, Ilhan Omar. Incompetent, and incompetent. So if you want to talk about incompetent, point your finger at them.
If I were president, neither one of them would be in Washington right now.
Well, Stephen Miller, for his part, is weighing in as well tonight, in part about the basis for this inaccurate statement, which both Secretary Noem and Gregory Bovino read.
Hey, thank you guys for subscribing, though. I really appreciate it. If you guys can, tap the subscribe button, though, if you haven't already. You know, we're tired of the woke agenda, and we're here to expose the woke agenda. So if you guys are tired of wokeisms, if you guys are just tired of the woke agenda, period, you know, tap the subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the better. We're skyrocketing up in the subscriber count, and I just want to say thank you to anybody who wants to help out. So the simple act of tapping subscribe really goes a long way, and I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to help this channel grow at a rapid rate. So you guys are incredible. Much love.
Just hours after Alex Pretti's killing.
An individual
approached U.S. Border Patrol officers
with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
The officers attempted to
the
disarm this individual,
but the armed suspect
reacted.
Okay, so they're reading from the same script. All right.
Violently resisted, fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers.
An agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene immediately.
Delivered medical aid to the subject, but the subject was pronounced dead at the scene.
This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict.
Boring. Oh, shit. So wait, agitators turn on Tim Walz and storm the Minnesota Capitol with chants outside the governor's office? No freaking way. Are you kidding me?
When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Ice out.
They are loud.
Whose house is this? Our house. Whose house is this? Our house. Whose house is this? Our.
Oh, God, they're so annoying. Whose house is this? Our house. Oh, God. I have woke fatigue, dude. I have such a high level of woke fatigue.
All right. I want all of you to know we are demanding that the governor, as he meets with Holman and other federal officials.
By the way, if you guys have woke fatigue like I do, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're tired of wokeisms. We're tired of woke. We're tired of the wokes.
To know that Minnesotans are not going to allow any less other than justice for Renee and justice for Alex.
Power to the people! Power to the people! No one is illegal! No one is illegal! Power to the people! Power to the people! No one is illegal!
This is so cringy, dude. This is the cringiest shit I've ever seen, dude. Like, I'm cringing hard, dude. The more I watch these crazy protesters, I should say rioters, by the way. I believe rioters are the proper adjective here to describe these people. Agitators and rioters is how I would describe these people. Absolutely 100%. That's how I would describe them, man. Nico4686 says, hey, a federal ICE agent is sending you love. Hey, you guys are doing a good job, man. I'm saddened, man. I'm saddened that ICE is getting treated like shit, dude. Like, hey, Nico. Hell yeah, bro. Let's give a shout out. So Nico4686 says, hey, a federal ICE agent sending you love. Hell yeah, bro. Well, send you love back, bro. Send you love back, bro. So following the rising tensions between protesters and immigration and customs enforcement agents, U.S. President Donald Trump called Walz, okay. President Trump revealed, we already know this, yeah, we already know this shit. Either way, I mean, Tim Walz is he's just a level of incompetence It's just like, we're so done with this guy. I have literal woke fatigue. I'm so fatigued by the woke people. I'm tired. The woke people are exhausting, man. I mean, these people are exhausting. A level of woke, the wokeness. It just feels like it never stops. You know what I mean? The level of woke. The wokening. But yeah, no, there's just so much woke shit going on, and we're just like, done with it. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, though. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So, yeah, we've been getting a ton of subs, actually. Holy crap. So we're almost to 7,400 subscribers. I repeat. We're currently at 7,384. Once again, 7,384 subscribers. If you guys tap the subscribe button, it does. It'll help us get closer to the 8,000 subscriber goal that we're trying to reach. So, whatever you guys could do to help out, though, it really does. It does boost the channel and the algorithm quite a bit. Just the simple act of subscribing does. I love Tim Walz. Oh, we got my boy Andrew Wilson on Joe Rogan.
I'm glad you're a gun guy, because I wanted to bring up this whole thing with this guy, Pretti.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked about it. We haven't done a podcast since that guy got killed. But
I'm curious to see what Andrew Wilson says. I love this dude. This dude's hilarious. Whenever he goes on that one podcast, the whatever podcast, and just like totally eviscerates all the woke girls, all the woke OnlyFans chicks, dude, it's so funny. They get so pissed at him. They get so pissed at Andrew Wilson, and I love it. Like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of feed off of it a little bit.
But that whole thing, there's a lot of people that don't understand what's going on, and why riots only in Minneapolis. And why riots in the place where there's an ungodly amount of fraud that has been discovered.
Coincidentally, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the reason is because I think a lot of the Minnesotans are in denial. All the woke ones, at least. All the woke Minnesotans are in denial about the fraud. That's my opinion. I think they're in straight-up denial about all the fraud that's taken place.
Around the same time.
Exactly. Like instantaneously afterwards, the narrative.
Oh, you guys, don't forget to tap the subscribe button, though, if you guys love the channel, if you guys love the fact that we're dissing the woke agenda. We're making fun of the woke agenda. So please subscribe to the channel if you can, if you guys are so tired of the woke agenda. And we're exposing the wokes, man. We're exposing the wokes.
Changes. Everybody forgets about the fraud. Now all anybody cares about is ICE and fascists and Nazis.
Yeah.
And it's there's a, you know what a color revolution is,
of course.
And for people that don't, it's a coordinated effort to cause chaos. And this is a very coordinated thing. The idea that this is,
and yeah, I do believe that there's a coordination and this allegedly from Tim Walz. I feel like Tim Walz is really fanning the flames here. I don't, he constantly says don't use divisive rhetoric and stuff, but at the same time, Tim Walz is the king of using divisive rhetoric. We all know that Tim Walz is using divisive rhetoric in a huge way. So it just blows my mind.
This is an organic protest. These riots organic is nonsense. It's provably nonsense because now they have access to the Signal chats, so they know that these people.
Cam Higbee, by the way,
yes,
he's been on the front lines of this. The Crucible has been a big supporter of that effort.
Oh, hey, you guys, we're only 12 subscribers away from hitting 7.4K subscribers, 7,400 subscribers. So if you guys can, tap the subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. But also, tap subscribe if you love Andrew Wilson, by the way. If you love Andrew Wilson as much as I do, tap the subscribe button, bro. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, sorry, not Michelle. Thank you, Mitchell Gaddis. I'm going to put your name back on the board. Thank you, Mitchell Gaddis, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Let's continue to watch the stream.
Effort, my channel. I will often snipe his coverage while it's going on, send my audience over to send in super chats in order to keep this guy going. I think that work is critical.
Yes.
It's critical work, and there's not that many people doing it anymore because of how dangerous it has become.
Yes.
And so I'm a big supporter of that. Doesn't mean I agree with everything he says politically, but what he's doing on the ground there needs to happen.
Laugh out loud.
Right. You need to understand that this isn't organic, regardless of how you feel. I don't feel like that guy should have been shot, but I understand what happened. And what happened was chaos. So
laugh out loud.
First of all, it wasn't ICE. People need to understand that. It was Customs Border Patrol people. So they were brought in to assist ICE.
Oh, hey, you guys. Thank you for the influx of subs. I really appreciate it. Let me, so we got EGM.
Laugh out loud.
EGM 092478 subscribed. Thank you for that subscribe. And then we got Hiles 20? HILES 20 for subscribing. Thank you very much,
Laugh
Brony.
out loud.
Appreciate you, man.
And they're telling this lady to stand away, and then this cop gets very aggressive and shoves her. You have to understand the situation that they're in, right? And this is not making an excuse for any of it, but you have to just to put it into context. These people are getting harassed outside of any hotel they're at. People blow horns. They try to smash into the hotel.
They dox them.
They dox them. That's why they're wearing masks.
Which, by the way, I find that so insane that these ICE agents keep getting doxxed. There's vandalism that's happening from... These rioters are vandalizing these hotels that these dudes are staying in. Come the frick on, man. Come on, man.
Laugh out loud.
Tell me what you saying. Tell me what you saying. What you say? What you saying? I'm so mad, dude. I'm so freaking mad. My brony brothers. I'm mad, dude. I'm pissed. Hey, thank you so much, Abdul Razak Osman. I'm going to put your name back up on the board for subscribing, my brony brother. Thank you. We got a lot of people subscribing, and I really appreciate the increase in subscriber count. In fact, I think we're already at 7,400. Nope, we're at 7,392 subs. I appreciate that, my bronies.
It's a coordinated effort. I'm not saying that guy should have shoved that guy. I don't think he should have. Or that woman. I don't think he should have. And then pepper spray. And then the guy who got shot, Pretti, he steps in, which is... If you know anything about concealed carry, if you are a concealed carry holder and you are carrying not just a pistol but 2 full magazines as well, you do not ever physically engage with someone. You also are supposed to carry your license on you, and you're...
Oh, so Pretti, did Pretti have his license on him, though, for that concealed carry? Now, by the way, I still want to say this. Pretti getting shot in the back was still uncalled for. He was pretty much wrestled to the ground at that point, and there was no real reason at all, just to let you guys know, for him getting shot. I do believe that the officer who shot him, I do believe he needs to go to jail. I do. I'm not saying that Pretti was a saint either. I think Alex Pretti was not a saint, but I do believe that he was murdered. Okay? Just saying that. Other than that, though, I do support ICE. I think that ICE basically needs to have stun weaponry at this point. There's no reason for ICE to have lethal weapons. I just feel like that a lot of the agents just don't seem to be trained very well in using lethal weapons accordingly. So
you're supposed to have ID on you. All right,
and you're trained
Yes.
specifically for this, by the way. I was a CPL instructor for years.
Okay, so
and
you know about it.
The thing is, there's a framework.
Oh, you guys, if you love Andrew Wilson as much as I do, if you guys think that this guy's the man, tap the subscribe button. If you guys think Trump is the man, tap the subscribe button. If you think JD Vance is the GOAT, and JD Vance 2028, please subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Here, if you don't mind if I add to your
Please.
framework. The framework here is this is a mathematical formula. So I've been following these extremely closely live and looking at how this is done. Let's go backwards in time. You remember what was going on in California. Nobody died in California. There was an ICE raid on a Home Depot, and they went nuts. And they started smashing police cars. They were starting fires, right? This was not over somebody dying. And now the narrative, they're trying to make the narrative shift. The Gestapo's in here, murdering American citizens. Well, and what was going on in California then? Because there was no American citizens getting murdered there. What was going on there was they did an ICE raid in a Home Depot, which anybody who's been to California knows that, it used to be that you drive down the street and they would all hang out in front of the Home Depot and you'd say two.
Right.
And they'd hop in the truck and you would, they would go, they were day laborers, right? So it didn't surprise me.
Thank you guys for subscribing, though. I can't believe it. We're currently sitting pretty at 7,394 subscribers. So I want to say thank you to everybody. You guys are insane in a good way. But if you guys are just tired of the wokes, if you guys have woke fatigue right now, if you are fatigued by woke people, please tap the subscribe button. Let's go.
Me that they were there doing daily raids. Okay, that doesn't surprise me a bit. And they all went ballistic. Now, here's what was very curious about the coverage of that, and I had a debate with a couple of leftists on this. What I saw was what looked to me to be a police stand-down order. There was people who were breaking into, I don't remember if it was an Amco or a 7-Eleven, but they were busting into it, and the cops were on the side corner watching this go down and didn't do anything. They didn't do anything about it.
Right.
Okay, if it got too rowdy, they'd clear it out, and then they let them continue. It looked like a stand-down order, like you don't involve yourself. Well, what I think these guys have figured out is a mathematical formula, and it works like this. If the local police are not going to protect the federal buildings, then it's left to the federal police to do this, right? In this case.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, yeah, exactly, because I remember that federal agent that was standing outside of the hotel was asking, where the hell is the police presence, basically. He was wondering, because that federal officer that had the bloody hand, I don't know if you guys saw that clip or not, but there was a guy had like a rifle or something like that. He was standing outside the hotel like, hey, where the hell is the police presence? Granted, man, it's just wild. It really is wild. Give me a few moments, but I'm going to keep talking upon this real quick. The lack of assistance from the Minneapolis police is very glaring, and it's pretty disturbing how much of a lack of assistance these ICE agents have gotten, to be honest. And by the way, I fully support ICE at this point. I really do. I support ICE completely. I think what is happening is, I don't know. I just think that the way that Minnesota, the agitators in Minnesota and the rioters in Minnesota, the way that they've treated ICE has been unjust and uncalled for. It's
out loud.
ICE is in the right here. ICE is in the right. Thank you so much to Bluedax for subscribing. I really appreciate it. We'll put your name back on the board. Again, let's give a shout out to Bluedax for subscribing. If anybody else wants to subscribe, we really appreciate you. Let's keep going. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, you guys. If you guys are tired of the woke agenda, make sure you subscribe.
ICE is going to protect its own buildings. The FBI is going to protect its own buildings. If the local police aren't going to protect it and it's surrounded, then who does the protection then? And this is why Trump, he unleashes the National Guard. But where? To those federal buildings. To protect those federal buildings. That was the whole point of it. And basically anytime he's unleashed the National Guard that I've seen, It's 2 federal buildings to protect them. And so the mathematical formula works like this. The longer it is that protesters are engaging with federal officers whose job is not.
So Brad Pitbull says no sub for supporting pigs. I don't want you to be a subscriber anyway, because you'll constantly probably make my life hell. So I don't. Here's the thing. The only subscribers I want are the people who aren't going to give me a hard time. Well, I mean, I don't mind if you question me. That's fine. But people who are going to be annoying, I don't want you to subscribe. I want the people. Here's the thing. If people want to subscribe, they'll subscribe. And I've been getting an inflow of subscribers. So knock it off.
Laugh out loud.
Hey, thank you so much, Hall family, for subscribing. If you guys want to stick it to the libs, make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you, Hall family, for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. Vacation Time 247 says, today is FOMC rate decision day. This is what we're talking about, ICE. There's money to be made. This is weak sauce, bro. I don't know. I'm pro-ICE, dude. I'm absolutely pro-ICE at this point. And also, if you guys are pro-ICE and you love Andrew Wilson, tap the subscribe button. Let's go.
To do basic street cleanup of thugs. That's the local PD's job. The chances that there's an incident, which is going to be a bad incident, is going to occur. So basically, the longer you're there, the more attrition there is, the more engagements you have with these federal officers over time. Eventually,
yes,
there's going to be something which is out of pocket that happens, or something which is escalatory that happens, and they're banking on that. And that's why ICE is out in front of these, or not ICE, the Antifa people are still out in front of the ICE buildings in front of many states night after night after night. And it's designed specifically to make sure, it's just a math formula, right? The longer we're here and the less the local PD involves itself, the more chance of incident between federal officers and us.
You're knocking steel against flint.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
waiting for the fire.
You're waiting for sparks.
Mm-hmm.
And in this particular instance, this guy clearly had been very involved.
Laugh out loud.
I don't know if he was a part of the signal chats, but when you go to what's...
Hey, thank you so much to who just subscribed. You know what? Let's give a shout out. He
Laugh
hate
out
me.
loud.
Thank you for subscribing. And then Dennis Brooks and Dirty Old Dan 75. Thank you. I'm going to put your guys' name on the board. Thank you guys for supporting the channel by simply tapping the subscribe button. I mean, it helps a lot. We're tired of the woke agenda, so we want to expose the woke agenda for what it really is. And so the more people who subscribe, the more the channel gets pushed out there into the ether. And we appreciate you guys just supporting the channel and doing what you do.
Laugh out loud.
And the more subscribers, man, it's a snowball effect. It really is a snowball effect. Because once we get to 10,000 subscribers, it's going to get easier to get to 20,000. So I appreciate everybody just helping out and pitching in.
It's supposed to be a
Laugh
peaceful
out
protest. And you're fully armed like that with 2 magazines. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, why do you need...
So here's the thing. Joe Rogan's bringing up a very good point, by the way, about Alex Pretti here. Because Alex Pretti did arrive. He arrived at this event armed. And here's the thing. If you're gonna be armed and you're gonna be agitating ICE officers, that's not a good combo. And the more I look into this, by the way, I still don't believe... I want to make this clear. Alex Pretti was disarmed when he was on the ground. He was shot in the back, unfortunately, and he did not deserve to get shot. He did not deserve it. Saying thank you, Brad Pitbull, for subscribing. I appreciate you, my brony. Clearly, the left has no backbone. We're tired of the wokes. We have woke fatigue. We really have woke fatigue, and we're done with it, man. We got the woke fatigue right now. And let's see, who else subscribed? I'm going to put your name back up.
Loud.
Lavundra 2124, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate your sub. I appreciate it big time. We're currently sitting pretty at 7,412 subscribers. You guys are incredible. Thanks for everybody who's subscribing so far. Let's keep up the snowball effect. The more subscribers we get, the more we could stick it to the woke agenda, because we're tired of the woke people. We're done with it. We want to expose these woke Karens, these woke liberal Karens, to the world and for what they really are.
so many bullets.
Now the libs are all pro Second Amendment too.
That is wild. That's absolutely wild, which I'm for.
He had every right. He didn't last month, but
Right.
Okay.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
where it's
sure,
going. I
sure.
like that because that's kind of a trap. Did you see what MSNBC did to his image?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. So MSNBC or whatever, one of the liberal networks, enhanced what's his nuts' image? Alex Pretti. They enhanced his image to make him look sexier. It was really weird. It was really, really weird. And yes, by the way, Alex Pretti's murder was completely unjustified. I'm going to make that very clear. I may be pro-ICE, but I'm not pro-murder, all right? And I honestly feel with every fiber of my being that Alex Pretti was unjustifiably murdered, right? He was disarmed. I'm going to be very clear about that. I'm still pro-ICE, though. I want to make that very clear. I think that ICE needs heavy stun weapons and no lethal weapons at this point because I feel like a lot of these guys are just not trained properly to hold lethal
Laugh out
weapons.
loud.
You know what I mean? And some people go a little too crazy with power sometimes. Thank you so much, CM, for subscribing. I'm going to put your name back up on the board. CM, thank you for subscribing, my brony.
out loud.
Let's keep watching this clip. But yeah, again, MSNBC and all these woke networks enhanced his image. They did some Instagram filter bullshit to make Alex Pretti look pretty. It's really weird.
Laugh out loud.
Where they gussied
Basically
it up.
did the opposite of what CNN did to me. You know, CNN during the COVID times turned me green, and they made me ugly.
Oh my God, yes, I remember that. So I don't know if you guys remember back during COVID.
Laugh out loud.
They made they enhanced, I would say de-enhanced Joe Rogan's image to make him look very sickly, to make it because he had admitted he had COVID or something. So they tried to make Joe Rogan look like he was dying. It was hilarious, man. Hey, we got Feline Gaming. What up, Feline Gaming? How you doing, Brony? No, I really think that non-lethal weapons. There's been a lot of what's the term? There's been a lot of improvements. There's been a lot of improvements in the world of stun weaponry. All right, there's been a ton. And thank you so much, ADub5150, thank you so much for the 100 gift and for the jewels. I appreciate it, my brony brother. Hell yeah. No, I completely support ICE, by the way. I want to make it very clear. I support ICE completely, all right? I support ICE completely, whether people want to realize it or not. Hey, Beach Roasted 6475, thank you so much for the 10 jewels. Thank you for the GG. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's keep reacting to Joe Rogan, man.
And looked like I was dying, and they made him handsome.
Yeah.
So people would be more sympathetic to him getting shot.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird that they would enhance Alex Pretti's image to make people more sympathetic. That's kind of disgusting. And the fact of the matter is, CNN, of course, made Joe Rogan look super sickly when they showed a video clip of him on there. And this is why we don't trust the mainstream media. This is proof positive why the mainstream media is not in the best interest of the people. In fact, if anything, the mainstream media is, in a lot of ways, like what Asmund Gould says, the enemy of the people at this point. I really do believe that the mainstream media has become wholeheartedly has become the enemy of the people. In many, many ways. It's an unfortunate reality, but they have become the enemy of the people in a lot of ways. So I don't trust Fox News, I don't trust MSNBC, I don't trust any of these mainstream media networks because I feel like they're lying to me. Also, if you guys can, tap the subscribe button if you have woke fatigue. If you have Tim Walz fatigue, tap the subscribe button. If you guys are just tired of incompetence in government, tap the subscribe button because... And by the way, I'm pro-ICE. I want to let everybody know that. I still am pro-ICE. Even though I think Alex Pretti was murdered, I am pro-ICE.
Which is kind of wild. Like, are ugly people less valuable to MSNBC?
Less
Well, and here's the thing. Yeah, and exactly. Less marketable, I think, is what Andrew Wilson's about ready to say, because it's true. You know, it's true. There's the beautiful people and then there's the ugly people in society. This is something that's not talked about. Everybody talks about racism and sexism, but honestly, at the end of the day, a lot of it has to do with the beautiful versus the ugly. If you naturally just are not a beautiful person, they'll try to enhance your image to make you seem more beautiful than you are. if they want to make people sympathize with that person. It's an unfortunate thing. I think we should stop talking about racism, to be honest. I think we should start talking about uglyism, like that people are discriminated against if they're ugly. It's true. For instance, I don't have perfect teeth, and my facial structure is a little bit weird, and sometimes I'm sure that I get judged upon my appearance, without a doubt. But yeah, people are unfortunately judged by their natural facial features. It's true. I mean, there's plenty of studies about this that, for example, people will find a beautiful person to be more trustworthy than an ugly person. That's just the truth. And I'm not even saying that that's right. I think it's wrong, because, just because somebody has a little bit of distorted facial features does not mean that they're an untrustworthy person. And I think it's, so I think that the real enemy here isn't, I don't think the real problem is racism. I think it's people if somebody's even regarded as ugly by societal standards, they get treated like dog shit. And it kind of sucks, man. And I wish more people would be judged by the content of their character, not the way they look. Like, are you just a good person, or are you a bad person? That's really what it boils down to at the end of the day. And obviously, by the way, when I judge the woke Karens, I do judge by appearance that they give themselves. For example, if you look like you're just out of your mind, the way that you're reacting, the way you react tells me so much more about you. Honestly, I could tell what kind of person somebody is by how they react to something. If they're hyperbolic and they're yelling like a banshee at the top of their lungs, you could tell that they're not a person that you want to be around, just by how they react. Yeah. I don't think everybody's naturally a bad person. I believe that there are redeeming qualities that everybody has. Obviously, people have flaws in their psyche. Absolutely. But hey, if you guys are tired of Tim Walz, if you guys are tired of the woke agenda, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow at a rapid rate, and the more subscribers we get, the better. It really does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. You guys have been crucial in the growth in the growth trajectory of this show. And I want to say thanks to everybody who's just been making this show happen, and you guys make the show grow. But yeah, the fact of the matter is there is an uglyism in society where people are judged by how they look. Seriously, by how they look, and it's really unfortunate, Yeah, no, absolutely. A beautiful person is more likely to have doors open for them than an ugly person. That's just the way society is, unfortunately. That is the way it is. It's a sad reality, man. It's pretty frustrating. And look, I'm not the most beautiful person in the world. I mean, obviously, I got blonde hair and blue eyes. That is something I'm lucky that I'm 6'2", if I wasn't 6'2", man, I think that, I think it would have been tougher for me to get a girlfriend. I really do. I'm lucky, I got the height advantage. So even though I'm a little bit ugly, I'm a little bit ugly. I got a weird looking face. At the same time, I have the luxury of being tall. So that kind of helps. I will admit, tall people do get better treatment in society than short people. That's true. I do believe that short people get the short end of the stick. It's not even really meant to be a pun. It's just the truth. But yeah.
Marketable.
That is crazy to me. Like, look at the difference.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. They shortened up his face. They gave him a little bit of a tan.
Okay, let's take a little bit. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, do they? Wow. MSNBC is so terrible, dude. MSNBC is the worst. That's all I gotta say. They are so shitty. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you guys have MSNBC fatigue, please subscribe to the channel.
They widened his face a little bit, it seems like. They just made him a little handsomer.
Yeah,
a little hotter.
They gave him a bit of that Chad jaw, didn't they?
They shrunk his nose a little too, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did. They shrunk.
They made him look like a Chad, and they shrunk his nose. That's kind of disrespectful. That is actually, honestly, that's very disrespectful of MSNBC to do that. if that was MSNBC who did that, because look at this. Clearly, they're trying to make him look like an average, everyday dude, right? This guy, honestly, if I look at the original picture, you know, I'm thinking to myself, this is a guy who seemed like a pretty happy dude. This guy also seems happy, but clearly he's a more enhanced, beautiful version of this guy. And you know, I think MSNBC at this point knows that they're a joke. So I think that they know they can just do whatever they want at this point, because eventually MSNBC is going to get dismantled for being fake news. No, seriously, MSNBC is going to be dismantled eventually for being fake news. They're so fake that they had to be called MS Now. I still call them MSNBC because I think that's what they deserve to be called. MSNBC is a stain to leftist politics. And it's one of the reasons MSNBC, I think, created more Trump voters than anybody, because MSNBC is so ridiculous and so stupid as a network that they're so woke that liberals who watched MSNBC were like, holy crap, the left is insane. I'm out. I'm never watching MSNBC again, is probably what a lot of them said to themselves. And then after they did that, they probably voted for Trump because they're like, screw Kamala Harris, dude.
His nose.
Yeah. Terrible.
Gave him a little bit of a handsome jaw.
Thank you, WeHouse Quo, whatever your name is. Yeah, thank you for being a member, by the way. I appreciate you, Brony.
So he looks like an
even
American...
made him, if you look at the shoulders, it even looks like they may have plumped up the shoulders there a bit.
A little bit. Yeah, the one on the right looks like he's a little plumper.
Yeah.
They made him buff, dude. Oh my god, dude, it's kind of disrespectful if you think about it. I mean, by the way, if you guys can, tap the subscribe button. If you feel like MSNBC is a joke, and if you feel like what they did to Alex Pretti on this one to make him look more beautiful so people could sympathize is disrespectful to Alex Pretti, I think it is. You know, and by the way, I'm not completely on Alex's side on what he did, but I do believe that he was murdered. I believe that Alex Pretti was murdered for sure. But at the same time, dude, tap subscribe if you think that MSNBC is a piece of garbage for doing this to Mr. Pretti. I think they're stupid. MSNBC sucks. If you guys can't stand all the mainstream media networks, tap the subscribe button, because we're battling. We're battling against the fake-ass mainstream media because we're tired of them.
Yeah, they changed the tone of the color. Wild. I mean, they changed his fucking teeth, man.
Communist News
Look,
Network.
they gave him veneers.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in his
I agree with Andrew Wilson. Communist News Network, bro. Absolutely.
teeth. He's a much more handsome guy. Like that one on the right is like the handsome brother, and the one on the left.
I'm gonna play this at 1.25 speed just to let everybody know. I'm gonna play it at a little faster of a speed.
Yeah. Why couldn't I look like
the
my
one on the right?
brother?
Yeah, the one on the right. They were twins, and he took more of the protein.
Right.
That was what happened. The thing is like this doesn't surprise me. By the way, this is.
Oh, thank you, BEM121774 for subscribing. We're gonna put your name back on the board real quick. Thank you, BEM1.
Laugh out loud.
So BEM121774. Thank you for your subscription, man. I appreciate it, my brony brother. And let's keep going, man.
What's going on, and this is a well-orchestrated, well-crafted thing.
Yeah.
And the signal chats prove that, but we knew it anyway.
Yes.
Just
involving government, by the way.
Yes.
Allegedly, at least, involving Minnesota state government.
Well, it involves Walz.
Yes.
Well, let's slow this. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. We're going to slow it down to normal speed.
So that's not alleged.
Right. That's not alleged.
It's not alleged that it involves Walz. It's not alleged that it involves Frey.
Right.
And it's not alleged. Well, what is alleged is the allegations of fraud, of course. But
there would be a reason why you would want to distract from all that fraud.
Sure.
And that would motivate you to do something along these lines.
There's only one UFC 325 this Saturday, and on DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting.
Oh, God. I can't stand, dude, DraftKings is terrible, by the way. DraftKings sucks. Gambling is terrible. Everybody else want to say this. I know Joe Rogan is unfortunately sponsored by DraftKings, but I just want to say gambling is terrible. If anything, instead of gambling, I just swing trade. I swing trade gold ETFs. That's not financial advice. So I swing trade the Vanguard Total World Index, and I swing trade gold ETFs. That's how I make profit. It's not the sexiest way to do it because I buy low and sell high. It's not the most risky way to do it, but I think that there's too much risk that people put on the table. and they just make their lives worse by putting too much risk on the table. That's the way I see it, at least, in my opinion. I'm an opinionated young man. Oh shit, VT's crashing. Oh shit. Oh no. Actually, every time the Vanguard Total World Index crashes, I definitely start buying a share more and another share. Actually, did gold go up today? I gotta see if
Laugh
gold
out
went up
loud.
today. Hold on. No. Oh, cool. Thank you. Who subscribed here? Who subscribed? There's an elephant in the mushroom. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm going to put your name back up on the board. There's an elephant
Laugh out loud.
in the mushroom. Thank you so much, my brony brother, for subscribing. Hey, thanks to everybody for subscribing, man. We're currently sitting pretty at 7,424 subscribers. Once again, we're currently at 7,424 subs. If you guys cannot stand Tim Walz, if you want Tim Walz to resign or get impeached, make sure you tap the subscribe button, because we are done with Tim Walz. We're done, man.
Once it's over, your shot to get in on the action is gone. DraftKings Sportsbook is built for live betting, not just pre-fight picks, because in the
I just want to let everybody know that gambling is stupid. And let's keep listening to Joe Rogan shill a gambling company.
UFC, one moment can flip the entire fight. One punch, one kick, one takedown. New to DraftKings, new customers can bet just $5 and get 3.
By the way, if you guys are tired of DraftKings, press the subscribe button. If you guys are tired of sports betting, just tap the subscribe button, dude. We're done with it. We're done with sports betting.
$300 in bonus bets if your bet wins with code Rogan. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code Rogan. That's code Rogan to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, has to per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days.
God, please just let this ad end. Nobody wants...
Again,
Okay,
I don't think
finally.
Sasha pushed that lady. I mean, the way he did it was very violent. She was
Finally.
a small woman, and he shoved her very violently to the ground. Then this other guy, Pretti, gets in between them.
Yeah, and Pretti, by the way, I got to commend Alex Pretti on this one for getting in between the lady who got maced and the ICE officer. I do think that he was coming from a good place to try to help her. Which is, it's a shame that happened. And by the way, I still think Pretti was interfering in an investigation. It really seemed like that before all this. So I'm still not exactly on Pretti's side on this one.
Okay, which, again, if you are a concealed carry holder, is a giant no-no. You do not fucking do that. You do not engage with law enforcement when you're armed. You shouldn't engage with anyone. Ever. I mean,
you should be trained to avoid conflict.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. Is like if you're armed, you move into that next level of you need to really be avoiding conflict. You're not supposed to be in bars drinking.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to be at big parties and things.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you have a gun on you, he's got a point. He's got a point. And if you're at a protest like that, and this is where Alex Pretti, in my opinion, got it wrong, is he was at a riot more than anything, and ICE is already on edge at this point. I still think what the officer did was wrong, by the way, too, Pretti. At the end of the day, I still think what happened was wrong. But at the same time, can we stop pretending like Alex Pretti was a complete saint in all this? That he had some history defying ICE officers and making their lives living hell? So let's not forget about that, okay? And yeah, he has a right to hold a gun but he didn't even I guess supposedly he didn't even have his concealed carry permit on him. Because if you have a concealed carry permit, you're supposed to carry that shit on you when you're carrying the gun. So I think that's also on Pretti for not doing that.
This.
By the way, I still think that Alex Pretti getting shot shouldn't have happened. I believe that Alex Pretti was murdered by the agent. Just want to make that clear. But I still believe that ICE needs to be in Minnesota. In fact, I think they need to ramp up ICE. I think they need to have twice as many ICE agents in Minnesota based on what happened. Because we can't, if you give these woke people an inch, If you give the woke people an inch, they're going to take a mile. If you give them an inch, they will take a mile. Just want to let you know that right now.
For violent things can occur.
Exactly.
You know, you can take it to church, defend the church. Other than that, like you're supposed to be avoiding conflict.
Exactly. So he gets in between the officer and this woman, puts his hands on the officer, and then he gets pepper sprayed. They go to the ground. There's a lot of scrambling going on. Now, you have to understand what happens when you get pepper sprayed, okay? I've never been pepper sprayed, but I did get tear gassed once during Fear Factor. We did a Fear Factor stunt where these people had to, I forget what they had to do, but we had built this, or there was like a structure, and they were inside the structure, and they released tear gas in the structure. I got hit with it. It's pretty brutal, but
it's painful.
Yeah, it sucks.
And you can't breathe.
You can't breathe. Your eyes swell up. Your nose starts running like crazy. Yeah.
And that shit stays on your clothes.
You don't think well.
Yeah, and that's the thing here. And I believe that the ICE officer should have mace, especially if they're getting attacked by these crazy leftists. Seriously, if you're being attacked by a crazy leftist or any sort of crazy person in a crowd, you should have mace on you or something, or some way to defend yourself, because a lot of these rioters are like attacking the ICE agents. They're making their lives a living hell. And I think it's just shitty. It's very crappy, man.
When that happens. So this guy's clearly not thinking well.
Andrew Wilson is top G. J-Man7101 says, Andrew Wilson is top G. He's a freaking genius. I love it. I gotta admit, I love Andrew Tate. So I love doing top G. He's a top G. Tristan, can you please get me sparkling water? I'm a chess master genius. I'm the greatest kickboxer of all time. I'm a genius. I'm a top G. Top G. Okay? I love Andrew Tate, though. He's hilarious, man. I love Andrew Tate, bro. Define woke. Brian's 898. I think you're the definition of woke, bro. Anybody who asks me to define woke, I'm just going to say that you're the definition of woke, okay?
And he can't
All right.
see, and he's, and then they're on him, right? So they're on him, and then
top G.
One guy, whether he yells out he's got a gun or grabs the gun first, I'm not sure.
No, when I saw the video, it looked like it honestly looked like Pretti was disarmed. And once he was disarmed by the person who was on top of him, then the other guy, the other guy who shot him, man, that's just disturbing. He didn't. I still don't think Pretti should have been shot. I just don't think there was any reason for that, because he was successfully disarmed and he was pretty much on the ground. Was he resisting? Yes. But did he deserve to get shot? No. I think that the guys should have just tackled him and maybe like kind of beat him down a little bit, But yeah, no, I think that what Alex Pretti was doing, look, was Alex Pretti an agitator? Yes, he was. Let's make that very clear. He was an agitator. He did not, and I repeat, did not deserve to get shot. I believe the agent that shot him in the back murdered him. I still believe that. The evidence just points towards that as being the reality in this situation. All right? But if you guys are tired of Tim Walz, if you guys are tired of the woke agenda, if you guys are just tired of woke, if you guys have woke fatigue, please tap the subscribe button, because we are tired of the woke agenda here on the Michael Garza top G. I'm a top G, Hector. I'm a top G. Joe Rogan, top G. Andrew Wilson, top G. All right, let's go. I'm a bottom G.
But there
top
he has
G.
a gun. So they see his gun in the middle of the scramble. The guy pulls his gun out and moves off. Now this is where it gets weird. I believe the gun was a SIG P320. A SIG P320 is known for having accidental discharges. It has a reputation for it. It has a very specific type of striker. It doesn't have a safety the way some other guns do, and
that's crazy. So Alex Pretti, allegedly Alex Pretti had a gun that didn't even have a safety on it. I'm sorry, every gun that you have should have at least some sort of safety to prevent any accidental discharge of the weapon. That's wild.
you can have negligent discharges with SIGs.
Now, is the P320, is that a hammered model?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a striker fire.
No, wait a minute. No, it is a striker fire. It's let's.
You guys tap subscribe if you're if you love Joe Rogan, tap subscribe. If you love Andrew Wilson, tap subscribe. If you love JD Vance, for example, tap subscribe. We're the anti-woke. We're an anti-woke show. We're exposing the woke libs for what they are, and we're tired of the woke. We're done with the woke shit. We're just done with it all. So all the woke crap, you can shove it up your arse. Tap the subscribe button, man.
Let's pull it up because I'm not.
Tap the subscribe button, man. Tap it, yeah. Tap subscribe. Woo.
I know that 365 is built very differently. The 320.
Let's go.
Brakes cleaner.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But
I thought the 320 had a hammer was
I love
double
JD Vance.
action and single action.
I'm pro ice.
You might be right.
I didn't think it was a striker fire. Most of the P models
I'm a top
are not
G.
striker fires that I'm aware of. I could be wrong.
Well,
I can't help it because I'm a top G. Top G. Thank you, Miss Ches21 for subscribing. We're going to put your name on the board here. You know what? I'm going to give a shout out to everybody who subscribed over the last hour. We're going to put your name on the board. We're putting everybody's name on the board. Well, everybody I can at least. Not everybody's going to be shown, but we're going to highlight some of the people who subscribed in the last hour. It's a lot of people, by the way. We've had a lot of new subscribers, and it's going to take up the list a little bit. It's going to take up the screen for a bit of time. There's going to be Tiago, for instance, subscribed earlier today. We've had a lot of new subscribers, and I want to thank everybody for subscribing.
Laugh out loud.
Currently at... Oh, you know what?
Laugh out loud.
Give me just a moment, you guys. One moment. I'm a top G. No, we're currently sitting pretty at 7.4K subs. In fact, if you guys want the exact number, we're currently at 7,429 subs. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you guys are tired of the woke agenda, tap the subscribe button. Let's go.
Laugh out loud.
365, the P365 is definitely different than the 320.
Yeah.
They have a different striking mechanisms. They're known for accidental discharges.
Okay. I can't tell if that's a hammer underneath the slide.
Well, let's just what is this? What is the trigger mechanism of a SIG P320? Put that in there. And what is it that makes it prone to accidental discharges? If you look up SIG P320 on
thank you to everybody who has subscribed, though. I want to thank MTG619. Top G. You're a Top G, MTG619. Thank you for subscribing. Top G. Top G. Oh, another one. Abdul Razek Osman for subscribing. Thank you. That's an earlier subscriber, but thank you for subscribing earlier. I appreciate it. Top G. Top G. You're a Top G. Let's go.
Laugh out loud.
Online in any search engine, accidental discharge comes up very quickly.
Oh, it is striker.
It's crazy that this gun that they're talking about has such a history of has a bad history of that sort of discharge.
Loud.
That's kind of crazy, man. I mean, that really is kind of wild if you think about it. I mean, overall, that kind of weapon, I'm surprised it didn't go off while he was carrying it. You know what I mean? Because if it doesn't have a safety on it, if it has a history of accidental discharge, that's a problem, dude. That's a real problem.
Fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a modular striker fire trigger mechanism. When pressed, trigger bar moves forward, disengage the safety, lever in C are releasing the striker. Okay, so it's a striker-fired pistols. Okay, got it.
So, as of 2017, SIG changed the way they make their guns because the trigger itself was heavier than what it is now. And not just the pull, but the actual mechanism of the trigger was heavier. If you drop it, so if this is the barrel of the gun where the bullet comes out, and this is where you're holding on your hand, if you drop it, it'll discharge, and it'll discharge without moving the slide, which is kind of crazy. Because what happens?
That is kind of wild, actually. Holy crap, man!
What happens is something in the dropping it on the back where the handle is
releases the disconnector. Probably
it causes that heavier trigger, the heavier weight to the trigger to drop.
Dude, this sounds like a pretty poorly constructed weapon. In all actuality, it just sounds like a very, very pretty crappy weapon, man.
Laugh out loud.
It's shocking how bad this weapon sounds. Overall, this is cray-cray, man. Cray-cray. Thank you guys for subscribing, by the way. We're currently sitting at 7,400
Laugh out
and
loud.
29 subscribers. We're almost to 7,500. I can't believe it, man. We're at almost at 7.5K. So it's wild to me that we're at almost at 7,500 subscribers. We're really growing on YouTube at a rapid rate. So thank you to everybody for subscribing. It just keeps, it's a snowball effect. We get 2, 3, 4, 5 subscribers every, like, it feels like almost every second. It's wild.
Laugh out loud.
So thank you guys for being part of the growth of the show. And we're here to expose the woke agenda. That's the goal. So if you guys subscribe, you're here to watch the unraveling of the woke agenda. And I think that Democrats are becoming more and more unpopular every day because of how they react to different agencies like ICE and just how they react in general. That these woke people are just going too insane and they're very mental. And so when the left has so here's the thing, when the crazy people have hijacked the Democrat Party, it makes the Democrat Party less appealing to join. Woke people are incels, by the way. If you're a woke person, you're likely a Karen or an incel or both. I think that most woke people are actually Karen incels. That's what I believe. I believe that a woke person is actually an incel, whether people realize it or not, because most woke people, nobody wants to be with them. Who would want to be with a crazy woke person? Not many people. If you're batshit crazy out of your mind and you're constantly constantly going crazy about every little thing, getting offended by every little thing. If you get offended by every little thing in life, you're not an adult. You're a spoiled brat. That's just the truth.
Down, and it will discharge.
Okay.
As of 2017, they made the trigger lighter, and it doesn't do that anymore.
Okay.
And there's a whole YouTube video where this guy explains it and shows that you can do it with the older models. If you drop them on their side, they don't do it. If you drop them barrel first, they don't do it. But if you drop them handle first, and it hits the back where you hold it, where the what is it called? The beaver tail of the gun sits.
The internal hammer drops and bang.
Exactly.
Got it.
It's one of the only guns that does that.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of crazy. It's weird. So if this Alex Pretti guy allegedly had this type of weapon, that it's crazy that he would have one of the worst weapons, at least one of the worst guns that would accidentally discharge. I don't know how much I know about this theory, by the way, of Alex Pretti's gun. I still believe that Alex Pretti was killed in cold blood. I really do. I believe that he was killed in cold blood. I believe Alex was murdered by an agent. I really do. But anyway.
So much so that I believe, you should search this, I believe the Dallas Police Department stopped issuing them to their officers. See if that...
Oh, wow. The Dallas Police Department the Dallas Police Department issued these guns to their officers. That's crazy. It's not a good look either.
That's true. Before I go further, because I don't want to get into any legal weeds here. But I have one. I have a 320. I've never had a problem with it. Here it is. Dallas Police suspends use of pistol manufacturer. Okay, yeah. And it's because of that. So...
what are these chambered in? 940?
It's 9.
9?
They're 9s. But the... so that's the gun this guy has.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Crazy. Honestly insane, though. That is wild. I'm going to... Oh, I already liked the video. Nice. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for subscribing, by the way. It really does help the channel grow. You guys have been incredible. Fed Chair Powell is speaking following the Fed Chair meeting. Let me see if the stock market's up or down. Let me just double check that real quick. Anytime the Federal Reserve does something, Sometimes I like to buy
laugh out loud
things. I like to buy different shares.
Show us your checked waifu.
So Ben, BENN, Ben 9291 says, "Show us your Chat GPT waifu." So I do use Chat GPT to find penny stocks that may 10x. I'll admit that. I use ChatGPT to potentially find penny stocks that may 10x. So I create an index. I create an index of penny stocks based on what ChatGPT tells me to buy. I don't buy that many shares of each of the companies that ChatGPT suggests. Usually I buy like maybe 2 or 5 shares, depending on the price range of each of the penny stocks. My goal is really just to create an index of great potential candidates of penny stocks. Chances are most of these penny stocks are going to go to shit, but even if the majority of them go to shit, there's going to be some that'll grow so immensely that it won't even matter that some of the ones I got into go to shit. So, use ChatGPT to get some hair. I got a great hairline, man. Look at that. I got a fantastic hairline. Yeah, just tap the subscribe button, you guys. The more subscribes we get, the better, man. It does help the channel grow. So, and here's the thing. I use ChatGPT, top G. ChatGPT, top G. No, I use ChatGPT to find the best penny stocks out there. And it's been a very successful adventure so far. Finding these micro-cap companies that are like diamonds in the rough that look like, not only do they look like they could potentially make a lot of money, some of them have already realized some good revenue gains, and some of them are likely candidates to be bought out by bigger companies. So, for example, a lot of the penny stocks that I have, even if I'm wrong on some of them, if some of them get bought out by bigger companies, I mean, the value of the microcap company that I invested in is obviously going to grow at a very rapid scale. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal. No, I love ChatGPT, man. I really do think it's an incredible product. ChatGPT has been honestly fantabulous in finding penny stocks. If anything, I'm just become a huge fanboy of ChatGPT in a lot of ways. But yeah, no, using ChatGPT to find penny stocks is hilarious because it actually does a really good job of picking the penny stocks for you. It really is amazing. I'll tell you what, do you guys want to see me pick penny stocks real quick? Hold on. Yeah, I'll use ChatGPT. We'll see what's happening. Okay, so we're going to have ChatGPT pick for me. We're going to show ChatGPT on the screen real quick. You guys are probably going to have a hard time seeing it depending. Let me see if I can kind of boost it up a little bit. We'll see if we can enhance the texts. So, by the way, none of these are financial recommendations. I want to make that very clear. None of this is financial advice. I just want to see what ChatGPT recommends to me. So what I do is I copy and paste. I ask it another 10x penny stock. So this is one I bought earlier called Surge Pays, and we'll just take a look here. So I just type in another 10x penny stock, and then I put ChatGPT into thinking mode. Now, granted, I have the paid version of ChatGPT, so it is a lot better than the non-paid version. I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT, but honestly, ChatGPT has paid for itself over time. It's been one of the greatest subscriptions I've ever had, and I'm very happy. ChatGPT, in a lot of ways, if it's used correctly, can honestly pay for itself over a period of time. But yeah, like right now, for example, I'm using ChatGPT. So like this one's saying Hive. So I think I already have Hive. So what it will do sometimes is it will actually give me penny stocks that it's already recommended in the deep past for me. Yeah, so I mean, sometimes you're gonna get like, I don't know, but yeah. By the way, you guys tap the subscribe button if you guys have Tim Walz fatigue. If you guys got the Tim Walz fatigue like I do, just tap the subscribe button because I think we're all tired of Tim Walz at this point, man. We're just so sick and tired of the dude being a total chud. But yeah, here's Hive Digital Technologies, and like I said, I'm basically telling ChatGPT to find penny stocks that will likely 10x over time. And I put it into thinking mode so it can do a little bit of research to try to find me some good penny stocks. Now, granted, majority of these penny stocks are probably going to suck, right? They're probably going to suck, and chances are it's going to be hot garbage. I'm a top G. Real quick, before we look at any more penny stocks, we're going to... I'm going to take a whiz. I'm going to take a quick piss, and then I'm going to get back. And I'm going to probably buy some of these too. So whatever ChatGPT recommends, and I'm not. By the way, talk to a financial advisor before using this. This is not financial advice. I want to make that very clear. Not financial advice. Never, ever, ever is it financial advice. But tap the subscribe button if you guys can. If you guys got the woke fatigue, if you guys got Tim Walz fatigue, subscribe to the channel. Give me a moment. At the gay club, oh my God. I'm just having fun on stage in my hooves. I'm wearing a man thong down at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on prancing at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on fapping down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on crapping at the Pink Brony Club. Pink Brony Club. Give me a moment, you guys. We're going to look up a few more things. You know, I think I already have Hive in my portfolio. Let me double check. Yep, I absolutely do. But I'm going to add to my position a little bit. So yeah, I do trust, surprisingly, I do trust ChatGPT to give me some decent analysis. Granted, is it going to be right on all these? Probably not. In fact, it's probably going to be maybe hit or miss. You know, it might be kind of a 50-50 split, but let's say some of these break out and go 10x. It's not going to matter. It's not going to, it's a pink pony club, but I call it Pink Brony Club. I do the Pink Brony Club is what I do. Another 10x penny stock here. While we're looking for, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to go to ChatGPT, then we're going to go to YouTube. So let's see what else we can react to on YouTube real quick. Let's see what other crazy stuff is happening. I think it's cool that Andrew Wilson was on Joe Rogan, though. Pretty dope. I do want to see what else we can react to, though. Oh, crap, more protests? Dude, don't tell me there's more the protests. I'm wearing a man thong at the But yeah, man, this is crazy. Well, let's see what we got here. I can't believe Bill Belichick got snubbed from the Hall of Fame. Like, that really blows my mind that Bill Belichick, of all people, got snubbed from the Hall of Fame. That blows my mind. He is the GOAT coach. He is one of the greatest coaches of all time. And for him to get snubbed from the Hall of Fame is absolute hogwash. We know that Bill Belichick is the GOAT. And, yep. No, it really surprises the hell out of me, man. Bill Belichick is the GOAT. Obviously, what he did in North Carolina was terrible, and he's a shitty coach, but, he's a shitty coach in college. You know what? Let's end the show on a more lighthearted note. Let's watch Asmund Gould cook a $2 pizza. We're gonna watch Asmund Gould cook a $2 pizza. I love this guy.
Okay, well, guys, a lot of you really liked the steak video, so here we are doing another video. Yeah, I don't want to say that
I love it.
apologize. I actually lied to you in the first video. I said I only knew how to make one meal. That's not true. I know how to actually make 2 or 3. I want to talk to you about the second meal today. As you can see with the title, probably. Today I'm going to teach you how to make something that's a lot more exotic, extravagant, and I hear from some people this is something that originated all the way over in Italy.
God, dude, Asmund's the man. You know what? I'll tell you what. I love Asmund, but we'll save that video for another day. This is fantastic, man. This is fantabulous. Okay, breaking news. Border Patrol agents involved in Alex Pretti shooting put on administrative leave. It's possible these guys are going to get fired. And it's possible these guys are going to go... I really do believe that the guys who shot Alex, they deserve to go to jail. What happened was a damn shame. It shouldn't have happened. Period. End of story. No, I definitely stand with Alex Pretti on this one. It's so sad what happened to him, man. I think it's terrible what happened to him. And in fact, it just makes me... It does make me upset. It really does. It legitimately makes me upset what happened to him. It's terrible. Because he shouldn't have been placed on administrative leave according to the multiple outlets taking it as a Border Patrol committee. Okay. All right. Whatever. Let's take a look. Let's see what else is going on in the world of YouTube. It is fun to see what is happening in the world of YouTube. Oh, we got my boy Paul Joseph
Certain
Watson.
places
Okay.
in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly.
Let's take a look and
anymore.
see what
They're
he's doing.
not recognizable.
Make sure you guys tap subscribe if you guys love Paul Joseph Watson just as much as I do. I think he's great.
I don't recognize it. They're not recognizable.
All right, well, let's take a look here. Well, you guys, I am getting a little bit tired at the moment. Thank you guys for tuning in on this stream. If anybody has any last-second super chats they want to send my way, I always greatly appreciate it. If not, no big deal. But I want to thank you guys for helping me get closer and closer and closer to the 10,000 subscriber mark. I can't believe it, man. You guys helped us get to 7,432 subs. Once again, 7,432. That's crazy, man. Hold on. Pink Brony Club, I'm gonna keep on fapping at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on fapping down in West Hollywood. Exactly, it's illegal to impede upon law enforcement. Absolutely, dude. No, you guys say that I hate to spread facts, but honestly, no. Brian's 898. In fact, if anything, you're the guy who likes to spread misinformation. You keep saying that I'm not sending out facts. I'm sending out all the facts. You're the one who's denying the facts. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right? But you guys, make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, though. The more subscribers we get, the better. It helps the channel grow, so just simply the act of tapping the subscribe button does wonders for the body, the mind, and the soul, and I appreciate you guys being so involved in the channel. The fact of the matter is we're currently sitting pretty at 7,432 subs, and thank you guys for just being part of the journey, being part of the show. We're still going to keep doing the show, obviously. We're not, I'm going to end the stream here in just a little bit, but I'll be streaming a little bit later tonight and everything like that, so I'm very, very excited. Very happy about what we've been able to accomplish on this show. I think we're just doing everything right at this point, man. I think we're doing everything right, and we're kicking butt, man. But yeah, thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one. Thank you, Feline Gaming, of course. Thank you. Appreciate it, Brony. Let's see. Anti-lib delusions, says Levy Bro. Keep up the great work. Hashtag mega. Absolutely, dude. We're here to expose the woke agenda, and we're happy to do it, man. We're very honored to be able to expose the wokies for being jokies. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, you guys, I'm going to drink some pomegranate juice, probably eat a little bit of breakfast, and do my thing for a bit. Then I got to go do some laundry and stuff like that. Let's see what else we got here. But yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. Once again, take the time to subscribe if you can. The more subscribers we get, the better. So it really does help the channel grow. The simple act of tapping the subscribe button means a lot to me. So we're currently sitting pretty at 7,431 subs. We're almost to 7,500. Can you believe it, man? We're almost to 7,500, man. It's unreal to me, but it's a beautiful thing, and we're going to keep up the journey, man. We're going to keep the journey going, and we're going to keep things rolling, man. All right, thank you, everybody.